A crash at a Strathmore intersection sends 2 people to hospital. A sneak peek at Calgary's budget.
I think this is really important so that Calgarians can see where the proposed investments will be.
But don't bank on it until after the civic election. And amazing discovery.
The fact that we found out something the size of a fingernail was... Truth be told, I don't know how we found that.
A rare dragonfly fossil uncovered in the Badlands.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldburn.
Hello and thank you for joining us. 2 people are in hospital, one taken by helicopter after a crash in Strathmore. RCMP taped off an area around a smashed up van and a car while they investigated. EMS say Stars Air ambulance transported one person to Foothills Hospital in life-threatening condition. A second person went to Foothills by ground ambulance in stable condition. A third person, also in stable condition, was not taken to hospital. The crash happened at 6 p.m. at the intersection of Highway 1 and Wheatland Trail. It's the same spot where a 24-year-old truck driver from Ontario was killed in a fiery crash last month. A man in his 20s died in a motorcycle crash on McLeod Trail, and police say speed was a factor. It happened before 1 a.m. on McLeod Trail near the James McKevitt exit. Investigators believe the motorcyclist hit the back of a car, was thrown from his bike, and died at the scene. This is the 6th motorcycle fatality in Calgary since the beginning of June. There was another motorcycle crash this afternoon in the southeast neighborhood of Cranston. Police say it happened at 3:45 p.m. at Cranston Avenue and Cranbrook Drive. A motorcyclist was taken to hospital with life-altering injuries. Police say no other vehicles were involved. Alberta's Alert Enforcement Team says it's made one of the biggest drug busts in provincial history. The cross-border case targeted cocaine traffic to Canada through 2 other countries. Kevin Green reports.
Rifles and handguns line the table at police headquarters, along with stacks of drugs. In total, 15 firearms and 157 kilograms of cocaine, all laid out in bricks. It's one of the biggest drug busts in Alberta history.
The cocaine tested at between 96 to 98% purity, and if sold on the street, it would have an estimated value of over $15 million.
Required a great number of partnerships and policing resources.
The packed podium was its own message. This bust took a lot of badges. RCMP, Calgary Police, Toronto Police, and the US DEA. A multi-jurisdiction push to dismantle a network with Mexican cartel ties.
This wasn't just a Calgary problem, or an Alberta problem for that matter. We are talking about a multinational criminal organization, a business built on importing drugs and violence into our communities.
Investigators say the cocaine came through land borders, moving between countries in 7 vehicles, each built out with hydraulic button and toggle secret compartments.
Our information suggests that the organized crime group was paying upwards to $50,000 to have these hidden compartments installed, and this speaks to the sophistication of their operation and profit motive.
Clearly known in the underworld, the group even stamped its own logo on every brick of cocaine. Officers won't say how they first learned of the network, but they do say they believe it's no longer operating.
This criminal organization was effectively dismantled over the past few months with a series of arrests and charges approved by the Public Prosecution Service of Canada.
An Edmonton man was arrested in Texas in 2024. He's already serving an 11-year sentence in the United States. 5 other people, 2 of them Calgarians, were arrested in Canada. They are all presently out on bail and expected to appear in Calgary court on dates ranging between September 26th and October 3rd. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
A preview of Calgary's next budget shows more spending and higher taxes for property owners. Homeowners could face a hike of more than 5% next year, but the final say will be up to the new council after next month's election. Jordan Canagan has more.
In its final meeting of their 4-year term, council getting a sneak peek at next year's budget. City administration is recommending more than $260 million in new investments, specifically again for housing, public safety, transit, and infrastructure.
A bigger budget would mean higher taxes. What's proposed is a 5.4% jump for residential property taxes and a 1.3% hike for non-residential properties. It's a combined 3.6% increase from taxes overall. The cost of utilities also expected to climb by 3.8% in 2026.
There are costs to running a city, and the taxes do have to go up because we don't have any way of it naturally increasing like the provincial and federal plans do.
Included in the upspending is $78 million to build affordable housing units and $59 million for transit improvements and fare support programs.
I think this is really important so that Calgarians can see where the proposed investments will be, and so that candidates, quite frankly, in the election can see this as well.
Public safety could get a big boost. The fire department is in line to get $21 million more in funding in 2026. Police have been promised an additional $28 million to make up for lost photo radar revenue. Some of it will go toward hiring 21 officers, as the service sees 19% of sworn members currently on leave.
When we say we don't have enough police officers to respond to the call volumes are coming in, it's because we're losing officers to the mental health crisis.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Calgary.
Alberta's Privacy Commissioner has questions about the province's push to add citizenship details to driver's licenses. Earlier this week, Premier Danielle Smith promised mandatory citizenship markers will be placed on IDs in late 2026. Today, in a statement to CTV News, the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Alberta questioned the change. She says her office was not informed or consulted ahead of time and that it's unclear what the benefit for Albertans would be. Smith pushed back, saying the change is about streamlining services and preventing election fraud.
The only people who are entitled to receive Alberta health care are people who live in Alberta and pay taxes in Alberta. So we've got to make sure that we're addressing that. And we also know that citizenship is one of the obligations that you have to demonstrate if you're going to vote. So we're confident that we'll be able to manage those things. Other jurisdictions have been able to. I'm sure we'll be able to work through it.
The Privacy Commissioner says her office will further assess the changes once it sees the proposed legislation. And the Premier is directing Alberta's Jobs Minister to use all legal means possible to give the province more control over immigration. The new mandate letter says additional control is needed to ensure the province has sustainable levels of newcomers. Smith's directive also says Canadian citizens should have first access to jobs, and young people should be prioritized over temporary foreign workers. Calgary is becoming one of Canada's fastest growing tech hubs. A new report from Commercial Real Estate Services shows the city is outpacing major centres in tech job growth. Terry Fikowski reports.
Once dominated by oil and gas companies, more and more of these downtown Calgary towers are becoming home to technology firms. That includes Neo Financial, a fintech company that has grown to 900 employees since launching in 2019.
We actually have 140 open roles right now, about 100 software development roles. So those are all going to be people who join us here in the Calgary office.
According to a new CBRE report, between 2021 and 2024, Calgary saw a 61% increase for a total of 64,000 jobs, the fastest growth of any Canadian tech sector.
Especially from Toronto and Vancouver, moving to Calgary. Many of them are looking for exciting tech work, but also for that Alberta lifestyle.
While San Francisco, Seattle, and Toronto rank the top tech talent markets in North America, Calgary is moving up. The report ranks it 17 out of 50, up 3 spots from last year.
The overall cost for tech companies to set up here, it's ranked 4th lowest, so number 46 out of the report of all major cities in North America to operate.
Also working to Calgary's advantage is the city's low cost of living, high livability ranking, downtown vacancy rate, and young demographic base.
So we see the talent coming in, and we also capital follows talent. And so now you're seeing the capital coming in to help support growth of companies and growth of jobs and opportunities, right? So for us, other people finally seeing what's happening here.
The adoption of artificial intelligence has also increased demand for tech jobs and attracting data centers to support that growth and research research is a priority for the Alberta government.
So rather than us being dependent on American AI infrastructure for everything we do, we want to make sure there's Alberta infrastructure that's built right here in Alberta, operated right here in Alberta.
And with no signs of slowing down, Calgary's future is looking more and more high-tech. Terry Fikowski, CTV News, Calgary.
Okay, Danielle, good news. We've got another nice day in store. A little bit cooler, however.
A little bit cooler, yeah. Instead of a high of 26, we have a high of 23. Still well above normal, still in the 20s. A beautiful day to enjoy because that ridge of high pressure will remain in place. 11 degrees at 8 a.m. And then by the afternoon, at that high of 23. We will notice clouds increasing throughout the afternoon hours as we start to lose this weather pattern. So that means Friday could be unstable. We'll talk about that coming up.
Thanks, Danielle. A new exhibit in Calgary's Nickel Galleries gives a glimpse into the past. 41 paintings depict Canadian cavalry during the First World War. Sir Alfred Munnings, Britain's most renowned painter of horses, created them in 1918 when he was on assignment with the Canadian War Memorials Fund. The exhibit also includes artifacts from the Lord Strathcona's Horse Regiment.
Very excited to bring in works of art of this caliber and from a period of history, an important period of Canadian history that we don't ordinarily examine at Nickel Galleries.
Former Governor General Adrian Clarkson spoke at the opening event tonight. The traveling exhibition opens to the public tomorrow afternoon and runs until December 6th. Cirque du Soleil is running at Stampede Park right now, but today audiences at TELUS Spark got a look at the science behind the performance. Artists from the Cirque show Echo performed at TELUS Spark this morning. Then scientists explained the physics, biomechanics, and engineering behind their moves. Another session will be held tomorrow at the Science Centre at 11 a.m. It's included with general admission. Well, the Bank of Canada lowered its main interest rate for the first time since March. The impacts that could have on the housing market after the break.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
The Bank of Canada has lowered its key lending rate by 0.25 percentage point to 2.5%. It's the lowest it's been in 2 years, and that could impact the local real estate market. Jacqueline Wilson reports.
Zoe Decker just sold her Bowness home in order to buy a dream house nearby. The 0.25 point drop in interest rates is a huge relief.
We knew that our mortgage rates would definitely go up because it's a bit of an upgrade. So yeah, this interest drop has been definitely a bit of a lifesaver.
Her realtor, Paul Ackerman, expects the interest rate decision to have the most impact on first-time home buyers who have been waiting on the sidelines to enter the market.
What we see typically when the rates change is we see a little bit more interest from buyers. It's not massive, but it's definitely tangible. And I think for a buyer, when you're considering purchasing, you're looking at a number of different things. And the rates are obviously one of a number of components. And when the rates change, and when especially the trajectory is good, that we think that rates are going to continue to go downwards, then it makes a difference. And it particularly makes a difference for first-time buyers.
The drop also puts a focus on variable rates, which for some have fallen below fixed rates, certainly an improvement from a year ago.
The prime rate used by most Canadian lenders is going to drop to 4.7%. And if lenders choose to price in the full discount to their variable mortgage rates, we could see them going as low as 3.7%. And that will position them below the best 5-year fixed rate, which is currently 3.94%.
The central bank says Wednesday's decision came as global economic growth is showing signs of slowing amid higher U.S. tariffs and ongoing uncertainty.
At this point, inflationary pressures look a little more contained, and against that background and the background of a weakening economy that will put additional downward pressure on inflation, that tipped the balance of risks in favor of cutting our policy rate.
The Bank of Canada will make its next interest rate decision October 29th. Jacqueline Wilson, CTV News, Calgary.
Halo Air Ambulance in Medicine Hat has been grounded following a recent safety incident. Emergency Health Services Alberta will only say that it happened during a patient transfer and nobody was injured. A review has been ordered and Halo has until Friday to submit a corrective action plan. In the meantime, Stars Air Ambulance will provide service in the Medicine Hat area. A groundbreaking implant is transforming the lives of spinal cord injury patients, and the University of Calgary was part of the research team. As CTV's Kathy Lee reports, the device has already changed one Alberta man's life.
3 years ago, a car crash stole Cody Krebs' ability to walk.
A semi-truck blew a stop sign and T-boned me. That resulted in me breaking my neck.
But through the challenges, his partner Kiana, always present with unyielding devotion.
She's the strongest person that I know. Yeah, without her, I wouldn't be near where I am now.
In this moment, the 32-year-old's life much improved thanks to a new device implanted in his spine that helps to regulate his blood pressure. The inability to do that, a common problem for patients with spinal cord injuries.
This is because the spinal cord is disconnected from the brain, which is responsible for controlling blood pressure.
I get really lightheaded and dizzy, and like my ears can start ringing.
The breakthrough technology used in a clinical trial Krebs was part of, the research led by teams from several universities worldwide, including the University of Calgary.
It delivers a low electrical current to the spinal cord and basically replaces the signal that the brain would normally give to the body to control the blood pressure.
The implant has American Health Agency, the FDA, approval for another trial involving 20 research centers across Canada, Europe, and the United States. For Krebs, it's been life-changing.
It's helped me kind of get back into work and stuff too, because I'm not exhausted all the time.
With more energy, that means he can start to focus on figuring out life again.
Take it day by day, I guess.
With his biggest support by his side. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, it's cool at night, but we are expecting several more warm afternoons. Danielle's got her forecast up next.
Well, it was certainly a toasty one today in the city. A normal daytime high for Calgary at this time of year is 17 degrees, and we got up to 26 today. So definitely warm. It is nice that we get the overnight lows in those single digits, so we get the relief from the heat too in those overnight hours. It's a wonderful time of year. Looking at the hot spots across the country today, Prince George got to 26, Edmonton 27, Ottawa 26, and Fredericton 27. Okay, radar and satellite imagery, nothing to talk about right now. It's been a quiet day. It will be quiet for tomorrow as well. We are going to lose this weather pattern. So right now we have a ridge of high pressure in place, and the ridge actually extends all the way up into the territories. So that's why we have heat throughout the entire province pretty much. We're going to lose this ridge, especially by Friday. So tomorrow in the afternoon hours, you may notice some clouds starting to creep on in. And by Friday, we get into the potential of shower and thunderstorm activity because we lose the protective ridge. We will have another one move back in for Saturday, and that will help the temperatures bump back up and some more sunshine roll in as well. All right, looking at the hour by hour here for tomorrow, again, it's mainly sunny for the morning, and then in the afternoon, some clouds will start to make their way in, so cloudy periods at times. And here's a look at what happens as we head into Friday morning. Friday, we have the potential along the QE2 off to the east, basically Trans-Canada and north. In the morning, we could see some showers or even some non-severe thunderstorm activity. By the afternoon on Friday, this bumps down and shifts into the far south. Again, shower and non-severe thunderstorms possible with this, but very isolated, very short-lived. It's not going to be an extremely active day, but that's the potential here and there for Friday. On Saturday, it shapes back up as another ridge builds back in. 23 degrees is our high for tomorrow in the city. Again, sunshine for the morning, clouds increasing later in the day. Friday, looking a little unstable with the chance of showers and thunderstorms, and just a high of 22. 26 is what we get back to on Saturday. And on Monday, the first official start of fall, we're looking at getting a high of 21. So when I show you the 10-day trend here, you can see that the first week of fall will actually be quite warm. Monday 21, and then you're looking at 24 for Tuesday next week, and still in those lower 20s right through Thursday.
Thanks, Tanya. The captain of the Flames will be sticking around Calgary for a while. We'll hear how Michael Backlund feels about the contract extension. Flames captain and fan favorite Michael Backlund is staying in Calgary.
Yeah, no, we're super excited. Me and my whole family. We love Calgary, and this is our home. So, yeah, we're really proud that we get to represent the team for 3 more years.
The 36-year-old announced his contract extension today. He's played all of his 1,066 NHL games in a Flames uniform, and he says he's looking forward to playing in Calgary's new arena. The Calgary Wild was trying to get back on track tonight after a couple of losses.
Once again in the back of the goal, it's an own goal.
Well, it wasn't their player, but the Wild will take the first goal thanks to a scuff from the Ottawa Rapid at McMahon Stadium. Calgary ended up losing to Ottawa by a score of 2-1. The next game is on the road in Montreal on Saturday, September 27th. Paleontologists from all over the world come to Dinosaur Provincial Park every summer to look for fossils. And a team from McGill University hit pay dirt. They found a 75-million-year-old dragonfly fossil, the first discovered in all of Canada. Kevin Fleming reports.
It's taken 2 years of hard work to research their find. Andre Mueller is a master's student at McGill University studying paleontology. He and the team from the university made a big discovery in 2023, finding a fossil of what they thought might be the back wing of a dragonfly.
I remember I was jumping up and down for about a couple days after that find. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the best find ever, and I'm just fully geeking out. But yeah, definitely morale was high that year, I'll say that.
Mueller headed the research project to identify the species of the prehistoric insect.
I set out going through basically every paper on dragonflies from this period in the world. Old Russian papers, you know, like trying to translate everything I can. And no, this thing was completely different. No anatomy was like it.
Not only was it a new species, it's the first dragonfly found in all of Canada. Their research study was recently published in the Canadian Journal of Earth Sciences. And the team got to name their dragonfly and chose to name it after a University of Alberta scientist and entomologist.
So we named the dragonfly Cordoaladensa acorni. Cordoaladensa meaning densely winged cordelid, which is the kind of dragonfly it's related to, and acorni after John Acorn.
Mueller says the big dinosaurs like T-Rex get all the attention, but he says it's the smaller creatures and plants that help scientists develop a better understanding of what the prehistoric ecosystem looked like. The team from McGill returned to Dinosaur Provincial Park this last season and to the exact same spot where they found the dragonfly fossil, in the hopes of finding more leaf fossils and insect fossils. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Drumheller.
Very cool stuff. Thanks for staying up late with us.